Hello, hello, hello to all. This is my second time going live on YouTube. So hopefully this one actually will take correctly, you guys. If not, I promise you, I will do it again in a different platform if it doesn't work this evening. Happy Monday to all. Hope everyone had a wonderful Monday and still is enjoying your Monday evening. This is Carla Thornton McLean, CLT Transformation Life Coach. I want to talk about this evening something I think that everyone definitely should be wanting to do: live a happier life. And in order to live a happier life, is how to release expectations. Okay. First of all, let's talk about the concept of expectations and their impact on happiness. Okay. Expectations are powerful mental models that shape our perceptions, our emotions, and our overall well being. They influence how we experience life, interact with others, and define success or failure. They when our expectations align with reality, we feel satisfied. But when they don't, we often experience frustration, disappointment, or even sadness. Now let's talk about how expectations can shape happiness. One of them is the happiness formula. A common idea in psychology is that happiness is the difference between expectations and reality. Happiness equals reality minus expectations. If reality exceeds our expectations, we feel joy, we feel happy. If it falls short, we usually feel let down. This formula suggests that managing expectation is key to maintaining emotional balance. Um, the next one: unrealistic versus realistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations sets us up for disappointment. For example, expecting others to always understand our needs without communication can lead to frustration. Realistic expectations are grounded in awareness, flexibility, and acceptance of life's uncertainties. They help us approach situations with a balanced mindset. Social and cultural conditioning. Society often sets expectations for success, relationships, and happiness. Example: you might have heard this one before. You should be married by 30. Our success means having a six-figure salary. When we internalize these without questioning them, we might chase goals that don't align with our true desires, leading to dissatisfaction. Expectations in relationships. Many conflicts arise because of unspoken or unrealistic expectations. Learning to communicate openly and adjust those expectations can strengthen relationships and prevent unnecessary disappointments. The role of mindset and adaptability. People who are flexible with their expectations tend to be happier because they adapt to changing circumstances. Keyword: changing. Cultivating gratitude, focus on what is within our control, and embracing uncertainty can help shift our expectations toward a more empowering outlook. Managing expectations for greater happiness. Okay, let's talk about how we're going to manage expectations to have that happier life for greater happiness. One, practice mindfulness, stay present, and avoid obsessing over how things should be. Two, adopt a growth mindset. See challenges as opportunities rather than failures. I'm going to read that one again because we deal with this a lot. Probably a lot of us do. See challenges as opportunities rather than failures. And I'm gonna throw how you say a nugget in there. So see that challenge as an opportunity. In other words, embrace it. Okay, try to start looking at it as embracing it, still seeing it as a failure. Okay. The third one, communicate. Communicate clearly. Express your needs and listen to others to avoid misunderstandings. I'm gonna read that one again. And the only reason why I say I'm gonna read that one again because I believe 95 to 99% issues or problems in the world is miscommunication. So communicate clearly, express your needs, and listen to others to avoid misunderstandings. Appreciate the present. Shift focus from what's missing to what's already good in life. I'm going to talk about that. And I had another video and that was kind of talk about gratitude, but this one is in here once again. So important. Appreciate the present. Shift your focus from what's missing in your life to what's already good in life. In other words, stop dwelling on what I don't have, where I should be, where I want to be, or this is where I should be, or this is what I should be making. Oh, I'm at this age and I should already then I should be here. Okay, so shift that focus to what's missing to what's already good in life. Okay. Ultimately, happiness isn't about eliminating expectations, but learning to set, adjust, and manage them wisely. Okay, let's talk about some problem and challenges, okay, and then some examples. How expectations create that stress and dissatisfaction, which we all know all too well about. Expectations are deeply ingrained in our thoughts and our emotions, shaping how we navigate through life and with others. When they are unmet, they become a source of stress, frustration, and even emotional exhaustion. I'm going to stop there. I don't know about anybody else, but believe me, I tell anybody, emotional exhaustion for me is worse than physical exhaustion. I'm trying to tell you, just completely depletes me. Just complete takes everything out of me. Okay. So once again, we're talking about the problem and challenges and some examples how expectation can cause or create stress and dissatisfaction. And here are some common ways. Expectation contributes to the stress and dissatisfaction along with emotional toll that they take. Number one, perfectionism and unrealistic standards. Expecting perfection from ourselves or others can lead to constant self criticism, anxiety, and a feeling of never being good enough. The emotional toll, low self esteem, burnout, and chronic stress. Okay, you guys, when I'm talking about chronic stress, when it gets to that point, we're talking about needing to go see a doctor or to talk to someone. Okay, and that's that perfectionism and unrealistic standards. Okay, expecting perfection for myself and others. And just a little nugget once again, nobody's perfect. We're all human. Okay. So stop going through life putting too much on yourself thinking you're perfect or other people are. No one's perfect. Okay. Number two, comparison and social pressure. Comparing up, first thing that comes to mind on this one, you guys, is social media. Comparing our lives to unrealistic societal or social media driven. I actually just said, right, media driven standards can create a feelings of inadequacy. In other words, is you guys, whether it's TikTok, whether it's what I'm on now, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I don't care. That comparison and social pressure, you gotta stop doing that. And I challenge you to stop doing it today, whether you're doing it for yourself or even some loved ones or friends or someone you're telling to do that. In other words, is that's listen to what it says. It's unrealistic. It's not real. So when you're trying to, first of all, you shouldn't be comparing your life to nobody. Okay. Only person should be challenging Every day is yourself, not comparing yourself to somebody else's life. Um, because when you do that, like I said, it can create those feelings of inadequacy. Okay, emotional toll, jealousy, depression, and loss of self worth. That's something we definitely don't want to do. The number three, expectations in relationships. Expecting others to behave a certain way or fulfill our emotional needs without clear communication can lead to disappointment. I'm gonna read that one again. I know a lot of us are definitely dealing with that right today. Expectations in relationships. Expecting others to behave a certain way or fulfill our emotional needs without clear communication can lead to disappointment. Once again, keyword clear communication. Once again, if you're not having that clear, making it crystal clear communication with someone, that's once again expecting it, but not having any kind of communication, okay, can lead to disappointment, emotional toll, resentment, frustration, and relationship strain. Next one, career and success expectations. Placing rigid expectations on career growth, financial status, or personal achievements can create anxiety when things don't go as planned. And I'm definitely going to stop right there, you guys. And I have to say this, and I'm definitely going to say this. This is from personal experience as well. I had to have that personal growth and had to adopt that different mindset. Placing rigid expectations on career growth, financial status, or personal achievements can create anxiety when things don't go as planned. I'm going to tell you right now, I was a planner, I still am. But I definitely would tell you this. You can plan all you want. But once again, God gives us 24 hours, and just because we plan something does not mean it's going to go that way. And once again, if you, how can I say it, hold on to that and not let that go, meaning what we're talking about, the expectation. Okay, but I plan for that. On a career growth. I plan to be on that job 5 years or 2 or 3 years, and I plan to be the CEO or the VP or whatever. But then anxiety hits in when they don't go as planned. Don't do that. Financial status. I want to be here maybe in the next year, next 2 years, next 5 years. Once again, what if it don't go as planned? Then you're all upset. Okay. Um, Personal achievements. Once again, and you guys don't take that wrong when I'm saying as far as being a planner. I'm not saying not to plan, not to set goals. Not what I'm saying. But once again, releasing those expectations and moving on and saying, okay, didn't meet that goal, didn't happen. Next go. Next, move on to the next go and keep moving forward. You can't do that, guys. Okay. Because like I said, can create anxiety when things don't go in place. Once again, for personal experience, dealing with anxiety is not no joke. You don't want to go down that dark road. Okay. Emotional toll, imposter syndrome. Laws was out there doing that. Workaholism. A lot of us do that. And feeling of failure. You guys, once again, I can't say this enough. There's nothing wrong with planning. Please believe me, nothing at all. But once again, releasing those expectations if it doesn't happen. You're going to be a happier person, have a happier life when you release those expectations. Okay, all you can do, like say, like you're a planner and you plan for something, okay, in a year or two. I plan to become VP, CEO, or whatever you decide to do. Okay, your goal, but you got to release yourself from the expectation if it doesn't happen. So what can you do? Move on, reset, refocus, set next goal. Okay, it's you can't, like I said, hold on to that expectation. You really can't. Um, Next one, resistance to change and uncertainty. Oh, I knew about that one all too well when I was younger. You guys, I hated change. When I said I hated change, I hated change. And then, of course, I'm older now and embrace and grasp that life is change. You guys, If you don't hear nothing else, life is change. And I'm talking about constant change. So you definitely have to adapt and embrace change. Otherwise, you will not make it in life. Not as it being like it's being happy, believe me, it's being positive. You just won't. So how you say you're gonna have to learn to embrace changes, okay? So resistance to change and uncertainty. Expecting life to follow a predictable path can lead to stress when unexpected changes occur. I shouldn't be laughing, you guys, but believe me, unexpected will happen more often than things going as planned. So, once again, expecting life to follow a predictable path can lead to stress when unexpected changes occur. Emotional toll, fear sets in. You start feeling helpless and an inability to adapt. And just the inability to adapt, you guys, from past experience, believe me, that's just stressful within itself. Okay, you don't want to do that to yourself. A lack of gratitude and present moment awareness, always expecting more success, more love, more recognition, prevents us from appreciating what we already have. Emotional toll, chronic dissatisfaction, and an endless pursuit of external validation. Read that one again, the emotional toll, chronic dissatisfaction, and an endless pursuit of external validation. Don't want that. Now let's start talking about breaking free from expectation driven stress. Let's talk about what we can do, okay? Shift to a growth mindset. View setbacks as lessons rather than failures. Shifting to a growth mindset. Viewing setbacks as lessons rather than failures, okay? Practice flexibility. Be open to different outcomes instead of rigidly holding on to one. Once again, I'll tell you something I learned when I was younger. I'll throw that out there. You remember how back in the day, you used to hear people say, oh, always have a plan B. I learned early on, probably in my late 20s, have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I just kept going. And once I adapted that, I did better in life. I had a happier life. Okay. So practice flexibility. Be open to different outcomes instead of rigidly holding on to one. Okay. Communicate openly. Express needs and expectations clearly in relationships. I'll read that one again. Communicate openly. Express your needs and expectations clearly, crystal clear, in relationships. Last but definitely not least, embrace gratitude. Focus on what is working instead of dwelling on what's missing. Can't say that one enough. Focus on what is working instead of dwelling on what is missing. Okay, so many of us do that. By learning to manage expectations, you definitely and you can reduce stress and cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling life. Okay. Um, I wanted to talk about just for me an example, my personal testimony as far as releasing expectations. Um, I took it removed a lot of stress and anxiety, and like I said, I dealt with in my past dealing with anxiety. I actually didn't know what it was, so I actually went to the hospital, and that was definitely severe anxiety during when COVID hit. Um, but once again, you know, that was something, like I said, in my past, I had to learn to expect from individuals, or life in general. Whatever's going to be is what's going to be. In other words, okay, you can plan all you want, but once again, none of us wake up. I don't care how much of a planner you are. Um, you don't know what life's going to throw you in the next 24 hours when you wake up. Okay. And as far as individuals, for me, those expectations, what helped me, I released those expectations for individuals and say, well, I would think or I would expect that person to be. Had to let that go. They are who they are at their core. No more, no less. Okay. They are who they are. It is up to an individual to decide who they want to be, and it's up to them when they decide to want to change to become a better version of themselves. You can actually assist someone, if you will, but once again, until they're actually ready to become a better version of themselves or change who they are, there's nothing you can do about it. And I know that might be something none of us really want to hear or actually believe, and it's frustrating and exhausting. Believe me, I know, and I'm talking about from personal experience with loved ones, close ones, family, friends, or whatever. Believe me, um, it's exhausting and can be very frustrating. But for me, like I said, haven't mastered it, but very close. As people are who they are, um, and that's who they are at the core. Whoever they are, in other words, I expect them to be who they are. So it doesn't, in other words, it doesn't, that frustration or release that expectation. So I don't deal with the stress, the frustration, the anxiety. And please believe me when I said I have not mastered it yet, you guys. I'm just like anyone. I'm just a normal person, just like the next person. And when I'm saying definitely working on mastering that, and so that's definitely a plus, I would say. That nugget, golden nugget, that once you actually do that, as far as that stress, anxiety, frustration, once you do that, you guys, you will definitely live a happier life, and you will actually feel it because all that negativity or those negative emotions and feelings aren't there anymore. Okay. You chop that up to, okay, I expect you to be who you are. That's who you are at the end of the day. Okay. When that person is actually ready to change when they are, then that'll happen and you will actually see it. But that's only when they're ready to do it. Okay. And as far as making plans, whether it's like I said, it's financials and relationships or anything, just expect whatever happens. And as far as things not going that way, like I said, having not just a plan B, maybe a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. In other words, once again, you release that expectation. When something doesn't happen, you go, okay, next. And you see, you smell it next. Okay, plan B, plan C, but you're going on to the next one. You're not holding on to that one expectation, okay, from a job, from your financial status or whatever. You just don't. How can you say it? I'm a person, I tell people I do better when I have options, including me if I have to create the options as well. And sometimes we actually have to do that, okay? And it's okay to do that because once again, you're living a happier life when you do that. Okay. I would love to hear from anybody your personal experience when it comes to releasing expectations, what you're struggling with when it comes to releasing expectations, or what you've done to be able to release expectations. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're looking for another video on personal growth, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I would actually love to chat with you, love to hear from you. Like I said, share your experiences. I would love to hear from you. And I look forward to speaking with you next time. Have a blessed night, you all. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.